You've been wanting to hone in on this elegant feminine side of you and you don't know where to start. I find that with getting older, I've honed back into more my elegant feminine interests, and I really am happy with that. When I was younger, it was really normal to kind of repress that side and to just kind of be the cool girl, to almost not care as much. But with getting older, I do have to admit I care about looking elegant, I care about looking feminine. I find great joy in the girly things. So if you're not quite sure where to start with looking more elegant, here are 10 things you can do that will make you look elegant instantly. Starting off with number 1, which is wearing a trench coat. I find that trench coats are so timeless, so elegant, so classic, and so put together. The origins of the trench coat, however, are to be found in the military background. That's where they were first seen, and of course it has still a beautiful structure often around the shoulder area, which I find very nice having a structure. I find that shape and structure can really help to elevate your look so much, and with the shoulder detail and the trench coat, that's of course very present. But I love the juxtaposition because the trench coat quite often has also a lot of movement in there as well, due to the more looser fabric on the bottom half. And then ultimately my favorite part about the trench coat is the fact that you can cinch in the waist, which creates a beautiful shape, a beautiful silhouette. The fact that the trench coat is also a longer garment, I also find very flattering and feminine. It really gives a very put together look because it also covers your outfit. It looks very intentional having a long coat. It looks very chic. It looks very elevated. On top of that, a trench coat is also a timeless classic, so having one will definitely be a good wardrobe staple to have. It's also such an easy way to make a normal outfit look more put together. Having a good coat, don't underestimate it. Number 2 on the list to look more put together is wearing gold jewelry. If you're a silver jewelry girl at heart, I'm not trying to bash on you. I've worn silver so much as a teen, but I have to say the connotations that I have with silver and gold are completely different. When I see gold jewelry, it elicits a feeling of refinement, of elegance, of grace, of polishedness. That's what gold conveys to me, whereas silver feels more artsy, more cool, more edgy. I'm not saying it's not possible that silver can convey a feeling of sophistication and that gold can't convey a feeling of coolness, but as a whole, these are the feelings that I get with these different metals. Whether or not you wear gold or silver, I just think wearing jewelry as a whole will just make you look and feel a lot more put together. I feel like often when I see people wear a lot of jewelry, it just feels like they have their life together. It just makes anything looks so much more intentional, so I highly recommend playing with jewelry. You can also do it very inexpensively as well. Number 3 on the guide to elegance is in fact nails. So you'd be surprised how many people actually notice your nails. It's kind of insane when people notice it so often, but having nails that are done, very vital. And it doesn't have to be at a salon. I also paint my own nails, that's totally fine. It's more inexpensive that way for me. But having your nails done will just make you look so much more refined. It will just show you take care of yourself, so don't let them chip. If you don't like wearing nail polish or having your nails done, just take care of your nails. Make sure they look clean and well done. And that's just a really simple, easy way to show everyone that you are having a grip on your life almost, that you're taking care of yourself and that you're doing upkeep. Having your nails done doesn't specifically mean that you're a more hygienic person, but it often will convey the feeling that you are. And of course, it will also just make you feel good, because honestly, every time I've done my nails, I just feel so much more put together. I feel like, look, I have my life together because I've painted my nails. Number 4 on the list is in fact a structured bag. Structured bags to me are so important in looking put together. They just look a lot more classic and timeless and elegant, but on top of that, because they hold their shape a lot better, they are also more classic and timeless. So I have a lot of older bags and they still have held their shape since forever, for as long as I've had them, and therefore they still look as nice as they were new. They still look very beautiful, and also if you put them down, because these bags hold their shapes, it just looks nice. It looks new, it looks refined. Honestly, I've seen people with very expensive designer bags that are sagging that are saggy, and it just doesn't look good to me. It feels very low quality when I see that a bag is sagging. So I don't care how much your bag costs, how expensive or inexpensive it is. When I see that your bag doesn't have a shape to it, is saggy, it's just for me a sign that it's not a good quality bag, and then I associate it with something that's just not put together and elegant. So I am a big believer in a nice structured bag. Next up, I really want to talk about silk satiny items. I find that a silk satiny item can easily bring something from a normal basic to a more elevated basic. And why am I talking about elevated basics? Why is that so important? Having elevated basics in your wardrobe will look beautifully individual. It also will be so fun as a building block to combine. Having a nice elevated basic will help you out so much, and I find that silk satin items are a very vital portion of those. On top of that, I find that if I'm wearing a satin blouse, it looks more intentional than if I were just wearing the same exact blouse in just a normal fabric. It often looks so much more intentional, and these items shouldn't be expensive to begin with. I've had a satin blouse from H&M that I bought when I was 16 for a presentation that till this day still looks as beautiful as ever, and I still wear constantly. And that's a blouse from H&M, so it doesn't have to be breaking the bank. Just a nice silk or satin item will just make everything look elevated a lot easier. And when you're specifically talking about blouses, for instance, if you're going to work, you're often behind your desk and the main portion of your outfit that you'll be seeing is your top half, or you're in a Zoom meeting. So having a nice satin blouse will just make it will just look beautiful. And I also just often love how it reflects the light. Of course, make sure it's not crazily creased, those items, but yeah, I feel like it's such a timeless staple to have, such a classic, and I find that everyone needs one in their wardrobe. In whatever color fits with your style, just having one will definitely help you out in the long run. Number 6 is what I've tried to do today, and that's a blowout feeling. So I did it with the straightener. I've tried to emulate a blowout. So I also have a clip for you that I actually shot when the hairdresser did my hair in a more of a proper blowout fashion. But I feel like for the first time trying this, it's not too shabby. I myself have very curly hair, and I love my curly hair. But I'm not gonna lie, curly hair for me conveys a feeling of more carefreeness, more almost boho summer vibes, a bit more sometimes wild energy. Even when it's a bit wild and unruly, it just gives this really nice and carefree energy. When I was in college, I had a teacher once who basically always was bashing my curly hair because he always said that I looked like I had run straight out of bed, which was definitely not the case. But I understand that curly hair for some people might indeed have this energy of unruliness. So having a blowout kind of hair day definitely makes the elegant outfit look more put together, look more intentional, and look more cohesive almost. I'm not getting rid of my curly hair anytime soon. I'm not getting rid of that. I'm not straightening that out that often. But it's just really nice to know what kind of vibe you're working with. And honestly, one of my resolutions for this year was having more fun with my hair and just do more with it instead of always do the same thing. Also maybe do a fun braid once in a while. Just having more fun with hair and makeup was actually on my resolutions for this year. So anyway, I'm getting off track. It's just really nice to play with it. Just having a blowout feeling and having that feminine energy. If you have been around these parts of the internet, and then I mean my YouTube channel before, you know how much I love high boots. So of course, for number 7 on the list, high boots had to be mentioned. I feel like I'm going to be repeating the same words over and over again, but high boots are timeless, are elegant, are staple. Besides that, I also find high boots incredibly flattering because they follow the shape of your leg very beautifully. If you're wearing a longer skirt, a midi dress, wearing a high boot will make it sure that you are not cut off on any part of your leg. So it will very seamlessly go from the part of your skirt to your boot, which will give a beautiful line that is not disrupted and will very much be more put together and elegant, and will make that visual line go more seamless, which is very important working with those visual lines for a cohesive feeling. I also find that the same still goes when I'm wearing a high boot with a shorter dress. I find that the visual line kind of keeps going, it's not disrupted as much, and it's just a very much more elegant and put together vibe. And because it gives a very seamless look, I also find that it's more flattering on me. Whereas if I were wearing ankle boots, for instance, that visual line is kind of disrupted too quickly and in too many different places, and it might give you a bit of loss of focus. But yeah, I'm a boot lover. I'm a boot lover to my core, and that's my favorite part about fall winter, wearing boots. Number 8 is sunglasses. So for a while I've quite underestimated how big of an impact sunglasses can make on having your outfit look polished. Besides the fact that it's easy to look chic with sunglasses, it also can give this kind of mysterious energy. Often when you see fit checks on TikTok or Instagram, you see people wear sunglasses, and it's a really easy way to make it look like you've put way more thought into your outfit than you've actually did. To give an intentional element to your outfit, it really finishes off your outfit. It's that last little element in your fit. Besides the fact that they're great to finish off an outfit with intention, it's also great for if you want to take some photos and you're maybe not vibing with your face. We've all been there, okay? We've all want to take photos and we don't vibe with how we look. Wear some sunglasses. It will fix a lot of that. And if you're thinking it's winter, it's night, I've seen influencers with sunglasses, a fur coat at night in New York taking photos, and they look hella cool doing it. So why shouldn't you? So number 9 is actually, I'm not wearing one today, is wearing turtlenecks. And another favorite thing for me about fall winter is I love wearing turtlenecks. I love wearing turtlenecks so much, and for both women and men, they make an outfit look so sophisticated. Besides that, having a turtleneck in your color of preference is a beautiful classic to have. I also just love the fact that it's modest. Everyone can wear a turtleneck, and you can wear a loose sweater turtleneck with a high collar. Also, if you're wearing a sweater turtleneck with a high collar, having a turtleneck that's a bit structured and that stands up a bit higher can really make it look even more put together instead of a saggy collar. Saggy is such a weird word, and I've used it a couple times in this video, but I'm really trying to visually give you an idea of what the difference is. If you're not a fan on a more structured turtleneck around your neck, just having one that fits really well is nice too. If you're not convinced yet on why you should have a turtleneck, it's just also a good building block in your wardrobe. Again, the same what I was saying about the satiny items. Having a turtleneck in your wardrobe is just such a nice building block. It will, again, look beautifully on its own, but there's also so many combining possibilities with that. Whether you wear it under a denim jumpsuit, or under a blazer, or under a vest top, under a corset top, there's so many options. There's so many options. You can even wear it under a sweater that doesn't have a high collar to have just a collar peeking out, and that can also make your normal sweater look so much more intentional. Having a turtleneck is just refinement. And lastly, but certainly not least, is having a good belt. So for number 10, we're talking about belts. This is the one instance that I'm going to say this can be very much worth the investment, a good belt. If you can find an affordable version on anything else I've mentioned before, totally fine. A belt, however, having a quality belt can really elevate your outfit, and it's something you should very much consider. It's also an item in your wardrobe that will be in there for a very long time as well, so it can be worth the investment. My top tip for looking for a good belt is looking for a belt that is both timeless but also has a bit of a more statement detail, a bit of a beautiful detail. My favorite belts actually are from Massimo Dutti because I find their price versus quality ratio incredibly beautiful. I'm not talking about designer price points at this point. This is real leather, very beautiful, and I love the buckle of it. It's so beautiful. Yes, I have this both in brown and in black as well, and I even got this in another one recently in a smaller version. So it's the same one, just smaller. Also the belt itself is smaller. I do have to add some extra holes in the belt because currently it's a bit too long for me. Here I have one more recent purchase from Massimo Dutti. Just getting this off. I mean, just look at this incredibly beautiful buckle. It's not anything too crazy, it's not anything too statement, but it's just a really beautiful way to make a normal outfit so much more intentional. And especially if you're working with more of a basic wardrobe or with building blocks, having good accessories can be such a vital points. And you and me, we are not influencers. We don't have any crazy outfits at our disposal all the time, so having a good accessory that can really elevate up any outfit will be so vital. And I really recommend having a good quality belt. It's just gonna make your normal trousers look 10 times more fancy, 10 times more expensive, and it's just beautiful. And again, it makes an outfit look more intentional as well, because you've put more work into it. More work, just adding a belt isn't anything crazy, but you just have put more thought into it, more intention, and that's what matters. The biggest statement belt that I have and still very much love is this belt from Maj. I asked this belt for Christmas a couple years back. Until this day, it's still really one of my beautiful pride and joys in my wardrobe, because it's just really incredible. If I wear this on a very simple dress, it just makes the dress look so much more expensive. And I just feel like, don't underestimate a good belt, okay? I really hope that you find this video helpful about 10 ways you can make yourself look more elegant. I really wish that someone had told me when I was younger that it was totally fine to be more okay in your feminine energy. I guess with society for such a long time, it's been so normal to repress everything that's elegant, that's feminine, that's more girly, and it's been so much fun getting back to those things again. So if you love elegant, feminine, girly stuff as well, feel free to subscribe on my YouTube channel. I would love to have you back. Leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe. Again, subscribe. I would love to have you back. I really hope you're doing well, and I would love to see you soon. Bye.